Hello, good morning, my dear friends. Today we are going to discuss here the indirect tax and direct tax. What is the indirect tax? What is the direct or indirect tax? So these things we are going to discuss here. Also, we will discuss so many things and also some of the reforms. But I am not going to discuss here the any indirect tax reforms. Just going to discuss here the direct tax reforms. Okay. So start. Let's start. Don't be waste the time here. First things. Direct tax. Previously, we already mentioned direct tax, indirect tax that contributes the 45% of the revenue tax in. A major source of the indirect tax is the excise, which is the payable on value of the manufacturing activities. Is in economics, the excise duty like the another indirect tax by the its inherent the structure is regressive in nature. Okay, so this is the indirect tax. So now we are moving in direct tax. So direct tax, there is so many concepts, small concepts. So one by one I will discuss here. Okay. So first concept is the direct tax reform. So what is the and just going to be the discuss here the small introduction. Uh, Direct tax as the as seen earlier of the contribution 55% of the tax revenue. It is a better two way of the taxation, and it is a progressive in nature, based on the ability to pay the higher progressively more and tax rate, leading a great revenue with a latest burden on the masses or those with a low income. Okay, so direct tax is the particularly income tax is a progressive, and it's a contrast to the another tax which are the regressive in nature. Okay, so progressivity of the income tax in a period of the inflation of the push the peoples up the tax bracket as a pay of the packet get a inflate due to the inflation resulting in a higher taxes paid and reduce the spending by the individuals. One of on one hand and coffer of the government fill up because of the people moving up the tax bracket, and the another there is a reduce the spendings, and this phenomena is known the fiscal drag, most important phenomena. Okay, so at the present 3.5% are a taxpayer in India economy, about the 3.5 millions in a population over the 1 billion people. Okay, this is the number is the especially is the considering the fact that India is the growing the economy with increasing the incomes, rising the middle class and influence the class, and large number joining elites, the billionaires club. In in comparisons, the number of the taxpayers has only been increasing by the 11%. So what are the way through which taxpayers and tax revenue can be increased. So there is three way. First way is the increasing indirect tax rates and the increasing in the tax base. Otherwise, third is increasing the tax compliance. First one we are going to discuss first. So tax increasing in tax rate. So any increasing in a tax rate is seen the negatively and and resented by the people. There is also be the relation between the direct tax rates and revenue generated, starting from the low tax rate and gradually increasing it. It positively related and increasing the tax revenue. However, beyond a level, any increasing tax rate become the counterproductivity as it's a lower tax revenue is the rather than it's increasing it. It is the popularly known as a lawfare. I hope you know about the lawfare. I am not going to discuss here in detail. So, and the economics being the lawfakers in the implies that any increasing in a tax rates would lower the tax revenue, and on the contrary, lowering a tax rate would be lead in increasing the revenue for the government. It is the widely believed that India is on the lawfare with limited prospective rising the tax. This is because high tax rate leads the tax invasion, unclosure of incomes generator of black money. That is a tax not paid means okay. All the effort are made to the minimize the incidence of the tax legally or illegally. It serves as disincentives in economics, leading to be the lowering the incomes and outputs. Hence, the rising the tax rate is not be the option to available in India. Okay. Another concept, increasing in the tax base. Tax base refer that their hold level of the incomes on which is the tax become the applicable. India has exemption the levels, that is if the income is the less than 1.6 lakhs means for women 1.9 lakhs. So different percent annum the tax is not payable. So one way would be the lower the exemption level so that more people are the drawn in the tax needs and thereby in the increasing the taxpayers and revenues. Present the exemption is the level is the very low given the present inflation. Beside the inflation does not be the factors in a cost of the education, transportation, property price, all of the which have been increasing the many folds recent of the times in creating the hardships and making the it's a difficult for the middle class to the making the both end of the meet, and the lowering of the exemption would be the further with the burdens of the middle class and more